Hello, welcome back to the channel. So the 3.4 live stream just ended, and I wanted to do a bit of a recap of all of the stuff that was shown in the live stream. So first of all, we've got the trailer, which looks insane, but the story here looks nuts. I'm gonna be honest, but I don't really have much to say about it. They also showed off some of the Fate collab stuff. Then after that, we got the talk about the main story, which I am very excited for because 3.3 was very good. Now, do I think the 3.4 will be as good? Not entirely sure, but I guess we'll have to just wait and see. Then after that, we got to the skip button, which is good, but I'm not personally going to use it. Then after that, we're getting two videos. We're getting a new Myriad of Fables Among the Stars video, which is interesting. And then we are also getting a fight-on animated short, which they basically always do for these types of things. And then we are also going to be getting, then they talked about fight-on himself, who looks insane. His animations look sick. But basically what he does is that where can I find it? His skill attacks enemies in an AoE, and it gives him 3 core flame stacks. And then basically you want to get as many core flame stacks as possible to get his ultimate, and also targeting an ally with him, like with the example here with Sunday and Branya, gives him more damage. Then for his ultimate, he has 3 different things he can do. This one, which is more like a basic attack kind of thing. This one, which is more like an AoE skill type of thing. And then this is like the main, like, big damage thing, which you want to get 4 stacks to be able to do. And then once the duration ends, he also does a big attack. But I think how good Final's going to be is really just going to depend on how big his numbers are. Which, I mean, there's no way he's not going to be good. Like, there's no way he's not. Like, then also his... Where is it? His technique can insta-kill enemies. Kind of like what Acheron does, but like in an AoE. Which debatably makes it even better. But it does use up 2 skill points. Which is why when he's in the party, you get 3 extra points. So you can go up to 8 skill points. Which seems kind of disgusting, I'm not gonna lie. Then they talked about the buffs. First of all, let me see if I can find the show for each of them. So first of all, for Jingliu, her abilities now deal damage based on her max HP. Then, when her teammates get their HP reduced, she gets increased crit damage, and also when a certain amount of HP is lost, she gains a stack of syzygy, which seems very good. And then when entering her special state, she gets... then when entering her state, she can get another max syzygy increase, and also gains a stack of syzygy. Jigglypuff seems like very good. Then for Kafka, her skill now can trigger the dots of all the enemies that it hits instead of just one. Then her follow-up attack can go more than once, and it also triggers on anything instead of just basic attacks, and also can trigger the dots of enemies. And also her ultimate resets the amount of charges that she has of her follow-up attack. And also she can also increase the ally's attack. So she's moved more towards a pseudo DPS / Harmony character kind of thing. I don't know. Well, she's definitely a lot better than before. We'll just have to wait and see how good she actually is. Then for Blade, his abilities deal damage based on his max HP, and his talent follow-up also regenerates more energy. And after using his skill, he is more likely to be attacked, so he's going to be able to, get more stacks of his follow-up. I feel like Blade was didn't really need that much, so I feel like these changes are fine. So I feel like it's mainly just the dealing damage based on his max HP thing, which is going to be the main big thing. Then for Silverwolf, which I don't think they really showed here, her skill now prioritizes the element of the first ally in your party, and her ultimate is now an AoE, which seems kind of nuts, I'm not gonna lie. And then at the beginning of combat and at the beginning of every character's turn, she regenerates energy. It doesn't seem like a big amount of energy, but it's still, good. I'll say, and also you can turn the buffs on and off, which I think, most people probably aren't gonna do that, but I feel like that's good just in case people do want to use the older versions, and also just for testing purposes to see how much better the characters actually are. But I feel like most people probably aren't going to do that. Then we get Firefly's new skin, which is it's like a fine skin. I've seen some people get pretty annoyed by this, but I don't know, I think it's a fine skin. I'm not amazed by it, but it's a fine skin, I feel like people are mostly just annoyed because we don't really get that many skins. Which I do understand the sentiment, but this is the first skin that we're getting. That's not that wasn't already in the game, so I don't know. It's a fine skin, but I don't really have much to say about it. Then after that, we get the banners. We get Finon first with his light cone, and dude, this light cone art is insane. And we are also getting a new Remembrance light cone as well, which is very good because Remembrance really needs more light cones. Then as for reruns, we got Trippy, Sunday, and Sparkle, which kind of hurts my soul because I kind of need all those characters. So, it is what it is. Then for reruns after that, we got Firefly, Jingliu, and Blade. I feel like these all make sense. Firefly is getting a new skin, and Jingliu and Blade both got buffed. And then they did also mention that Kafka and Silverwolf will be rerunning next patch as well. Then, in terms of light cones, then we're getting a bunch of new light cones for the Battle Pass, which I think is good. I feel like most people already have the light cones that are in the Battle Pass right now. I believe this was 7 or 8, I think, which I think is good. I would like them to add more light cones to the light cone shop in the for Forgotten Hall and stuff, but this is I think a good step towards that, especially for things like Remembrance. Then after that, we got the Origami Bird event, which I did like this event, so I'm gonna have these back, and it's gonna be the new sort of co-op thing for right now. Then after that, I don't really have much to say about this event. I know some people were saying oh, why are we only getting one event? But guys, it's not one event. We're also getting the Fate event. What do you mean? And also, I'm pretty sure most of their event effort is mainly going towards the Fate collab. So this is the one time where I'm not too upset that we're not getting that many events because we're getting the Fate collab stuff. But if it was any other patch, I would be kind of annoyed. Then we also got the Realm of we also got the Realm of Plenty stuff. We've got the usual 10 pole, that kind of thing. We also got a new Ascension material, which I'm assuming is going to be for... It's just for wind characters, so I'm assuming it's for Saber, because Finon is physical. But unless it's just for a future character, I don't know. After that, we got more... we got new planar ornaments. I don't think we know. I don't know if they posted it, but we don't really know what these do yet. This mem one is kind of funny though. Then after that, they talked about some in-person events, for Anime Expo and Toy Fest and that kind of thing. Then after that, we got the Fate collab stuff, which me personally, I don't really know much about Fate, but I'm pretty excited for this. I feel it's going to be pretty interesting. They talked about all the different characters that are going to be here. So we got the Trailblazer, Aventurine, Boot Hill, Robin, and then all of the new and then all the Fate characters. Which it definitely seems like a lot more of the characters, besides maybe Aventurine, that didn't have as much of a spotlight in the story. So I think that's going to be pretty good. And we're also getting a Trailblaze Continuance quest for the Fate collab, as well as an actual combat event for it as well. But before we get to that, let's talk about Saber, who seems kind of nuts. So first of all, she gets... I still don't really fully understand how Core Resonance works. Is it when she uses her skill, or is it just when she gets her ultimate? I'm not entirely sure, but basically she gets stacks of Core Resonance, and then when she has enough stacks of Core Resonance, she gets a enhanced skill that deals more damage, and also gives her a lot of energy back. And also when allies use their ultimate, she gets Core Resonance. Then We got her ultimate, which is like a big like AoE damage thing, and it also gives a enhanced basic attack that deals even more damage, and also when her energy gained from using her enhanced skill goes over how much max energy she has, she immediately goes again, which seems pretty good. I'm not gonna lie. I don't know. I feel like Saber's like pretty basic, but I feel like in a good way, where she's just gonna do a lot of damage. But I don't know, I think it's definitely gonna just depend on the numbers, Then we got Archer, who was our first like mainly like skill point focused character in a long time. Basically, how his skill works is that he uses up 2 skill points, but he can use it basically an infinite number of times as long as you have the skill points to do it, and every consecutive use of it makes it deal more damage. And also, I believe that he gives an extra skill point max capacity, because I don't think you can have this many with just Sparkle. And then his ultimate just does a like big amount of like damage in AoE. And then his talent is that like when he uses ultimate, he gets a certain amount of charges, which whenever an ally attacks, he does a follow-up attack that also regenerates 1 skill point. So he has his own sort of like self-sustaining skill point, but he's definitely going to be a lot better with Sparkle. And maybe like Hanya as well, since she can apply like a debuff, and then Archer can just like continuously use his skill on that enemy. Well, I guess we'll just have to wait and see. But the good thing about Archer is that he is free. So like, and literally anyone can get him, which I think is great. And also we are getting enough Ascension materials to get him up to level 60 as well, which I think is pretty good. And they also mentioned that we're going to be getting another limited 5-star character for free in the future as well, which is very good. And this also lasts until the end of 3.6, so most people can get it at any time. And they just showed off the banners, which they did not say when the event banners would end. So it's going to be in the game for a long time, basically. So anyone is going to be able to get Saber, probably even after 3.4 ends. And then the last thing they talked about, which is that if you do 200 pulls during 3.4, you will be able to get Archer's Light Cone for free. Now I'm in 2 minds about this. On one hand, I think it is good that you'll be able to get it for free by just pulling on any banner and not just the Fate banner. But at the same time, like, 200 pulls is a lot of pulls, and most people are probably not going to be able to do that unless you're spending money, And I feel like if you're spending money, you're already going to get the Light Cone anyway just from doing the pulling on his banner, But I don't know. I still think it's a good thing, though, that you'll be able to get it for free. But I think the only real negative of this is the fact that it's only during 3.4. I feel like if it was the same amount of time as what Archer was going to last, I think it would be better. It is what it is, But yeah, overall, I think that was basically it. Then we got some messages from the voice actors, and I think that was basically it. The last stream. Okay, well, actually, no, that's not true. I'm just straight up lying. Then they talked about the collaboration event, which looks really good. I'm actually really excited for this combat event. It seems to have a very similar vibe to what the War Dance event was, and that event was like one of the best events the game's had. So I'm very excited for this event. But yeah, the actual like combat event and the story quest are like separate things, so we're going to basically have double the amount of content. But yeah, that was basically all I had to talk about for the before live stream. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments below. Like, subscribe, and I will see you in the next one.